Monday, the 8th of March. The weather's looking a little nicer today, so I'm going to have another go at going out into some more hilly terrain. This is Trek, and that's the Canal du Midi we've just crossed over. That's more like it. That's the Montagne Noire in the sunshine. You can actually see it, or the range of it. I'm not going up into it like I was yesterday, but touching the edge of it. Right, another gorge. And it looks like it's all just clinging to the sides of the gorge, and approaching it, it looks like quite a big place. I'll find out in a moment. Sat nav La Spinaciera. Out with the camera. Having had a long chat with a chap who stopped me while I was just about to get in the car to tell me about all the cars that he's owned. He's had all Citroens, but he's now got a Peugeot Berlingo thing. But he's had Dianes and GSs and 2CVs and Amis, and of course he has none of them anymore. But his parents had a DS, and he loves DSs, and he's had GSs. So it's true what they used to say, that if you start off on a 2CV, you probably spend the rest of your life driving other Citroens. When I plotted this route, I didn't realise it was quite so high. I'm glad I didn't try it when it was misty. I'm nearly now at 800 metres, which is over 2,500 feet. So, and I'm not at the top, I'm still heading for a col that was signposted a little way back. But it's a nice drive and it's not cold. 886 metres. Col de Salette. Crossed into a different department. It's interesting. That says go right. That looks quite a small road, doesn't it? This is a tiny little settlement, isn't it? I think the road goes up. Yes, that was a bit of a pinch point, wasn't it? The camper wouldn't have fitted through there. I've just stopped at this viewpoint for lunch. 700 something or other metres up. The wind's a bit fresh, but on the rock is 730 metres up, and I've come from that direction. The coast is that direction, and I've just driven castle. See the castle.
À 4 km 500, tournez à droite.
Just pull in here, see if I can see it. I've just come from those hills there. I'll just pan round. It's all very hazy, but those are the Pyrenees over there. And then the Minervois down there, and then the coast. Just stopped because of the view here. You can see for absolutely miles in virtually every direction. Pull off almost anywhere. This is the remains of a quarry which made millstones, because apparently this area is where the limestone reaches the surface, and the limestone around here has lots of quartz particles in it, meaning it's perfect because it cuts into the grain, and as it's white it doesn't stain like sandstone does. So this has been a centre for 1,000 years for millstones. And the entire quarry is left with either unfinished or unacceptable ones. They made them in fragments later on anyway, and then bound them together with hoops. These ones, I don't know why they're left, because they could be reassembled and used. Maybe they just... So that was an interesting experience, learning about how millstones are quarried and made and then sold and transported. And now I'm continuing my journey, and this, it says, this limestone plateau is one of the driest places of the area, and you can well believe it. Another gorge. This one now has got nothing underneath it, no road at the bottom rather. I'm going to stop and take some photos, and I think it's the one I remember. It goes down to Minerve. Olive trees on the left, and we're in the Cru Lavinière, which it claims is the premier cru of Languedoc. I've never heard of it, but that doesn't mean to say it's not the best in Languedoc. And I read a while ago, Lavinière comes from the Latin meaning wine cellar. So it has a long history of making wine here. Deep gouges in the ground on the right are because they're going to be planting more vines. They're in straight lines, they're quite deep, they don't look like they've just been ploughed. So maybe they are expanding their domain. Any kind of sensation, but there's a drop beside the road that looks like a few hundred feet, and there's no safety rails or anything. Let's come away from the edge of the gorge for a second, but it's pretty terrifying. finds its way along the top of it, sometimes with a sheer drop, sometimes enough room for a vineyard. But it is quite nerve-wracking if you were a nervous passenger and we were on the other side of the road. Maybe I'll stop here, see if we can get any kind of impression of it. Round the corner. There it is.
Vous arrivez à destination à droite. Continuez sur cette route.
Parking shouldn't really be much of a problem today. Quite a lot of cars parked. Nevertheless, there is plenty of room. Now, there's another of the most beautiful villages in France. You see just about the remains of the castle that was here. It was destroyed, I think, in the Albigensian Crusade. And I think 300 people were put to death here. I don't know how many people lived here, but it's not a very big place. You can see more of the fortifications. When I've been here before, I've been able to walk across this because it's been dry. But it's not. Still plenty of evidence of all the flooding that there must have been here as well. I don't really think that goes very far either, so a bit of a dead end this time. And this is the other end of it. I have walked right through there, but not today. This stone is dedicated to the Catars in 1210. I was slightly wrong. It says here 180 were killed. This is all new, getting this ready for the summer. It's not open at the moment, but a nice walk. That house there on the right, built on rock and jutting out. Just got out, put the coat, put a scarf, and I'm just in a t-shirt and a shirt, and I'm too hot. Obviously locals. This box fan on the left. Can you see it if I turn that? Yeah, I'll turn that a bit. You can see we've got complete conservatory in the back. What a brilliant idea. There's a sitting room there. You can see it's a full open plan. So you can sit there and admire the view and keep warm in the sunshine. Lovely idea. The clouds are black. I missed the rain, but obviously there is some here. There has been some here. You can't get away. You've got to go this way again. This is La Sommeil, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But I think that must just be the bridge and the buildings around it. I can actually take a photograph, I think. Just turn off and do just that.
continuer sur cette route.
On the left there is trees, are trees, just stacked, one upon the other, both sides of the road. Thousands of them. These look lovely with the sun getting low. It's just gone 5 o'clock. I don't think I've been out this late for a month almost. It seemed quite weird to be out as late as this. I've got 55 minutes to get home before curfew. Just been a road sign that says caution, the road is narrow and twisty. So guess what? It's another gorge. Say gorge. And another one of these. I've got a car up my tail though, so I'll let him go. A local on his way home from work in the vineyards. Yeah, it's another gorge. This does have a name. I can't remember what it is, but it is the gorge to something other than there was a signpost to it. Must be wonderful to have this on your commute home. Sitting in traffic jams, doesn't it? Even if there is an occasional vehicle coming around the corner unexpectedly. School on the right, isn't it? Quite a small place, but there is a castle here, so maybe once upon a time it was an important place, but it's got one little shop and that's it now. It's